What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Hopefully your Saturday has been going extremely well. If you could and you enjoy these daily uploads, can you do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button? But first, I received a lot of questions over the past couple of days regarding why Democrats keep on scaling back their infrastructure package, why we're not seeing more and more reports and more plans of lawmakers proposing different ideas for more stimulus. Why are we not seeing talks on filibuster reform? Why are we not seeing talks on Democrats moving forward with a budget reconciliation? We're getting a lot of reports of how right now Democrats have less power than what they originally thought. And this is not good for Democrats. Here's what we know. And again, right now, things are changing every single day. Every day we're getting new reports that yes, Democrats can do this. No, Republicans blocked them from doing that. The Senate parliamentarians said, no, you can't do 2 more budget reconciliations. You only have 1. President Biden says, no, I don't want to abolish the filibuster. However, many progressives are saying we must if we want to move forward. So here's what we know. First off, there is a petition that's still going around that is requesting or demanding, however you want to call it, $2,000 monthly stimulus checks. Well, that petition has now surpassed 2.6 million signatures. That is actually really good because we're starting to see the media pick up on this. We're starting to see lawmakers discuss this. We're starting to see Congress figure out ways to include more relief to the American people. What I can tell you right now is the relief that the American people have received so far is great. And I think all of us could agree that right now, I don't think the United States would be where it is today if former President Donald Trump and current President Biden didn't pass the different bills that they passed. And Congress obviously had a major part in doing this as well. I think both of them have done a decent job, but there's still more. And according to many economists, there should still be more stimulus provided into the economy in order to get us back to pre-pandemic levels quicker and to get the American people back on their feet. But here's what we know. Right now, the more people that sign this petition for $2,000 monthly stimulus checks, it's going to play a factor. It's going to increase the traction and the attention around stimulus checks. Right now, Congress has stated, and even President Biden stated, that we are where we are because of stimulus checks and the vaccine rollout. Those are 2 of the biggest contributing factors. So some experts say, why would Congress not provide an additional stimulus check when, for one, this is almost going to guarantee that Democrats will win more seats in this upcoming midterm election? So right now, it's pretty much just the fact that President Biden doesn't feel like he would have the votes, or according to experts, President Biden doesn't want to do this because it's going to alienate some of his voters. So we'll see what happens moving forward. But right now, there are a large group of people that do want to see additional stimulus checks. There's anywhere between 80 and 100 lawmakers currently that have come out publicly and stated that they do want additional stimulus checks. And there's over 100 that have, according to reports, have mentioned it in passing at least. So we'll see what happens there. But again, right now, Congress is on recess. They will come back on Monday. So that will be good. Hopefully we'll get some more updates then. We also know this past week, we saw a group of over 100 progressives call on President Biden to abolish the filibuster. We know this. And if you're not sure exactly what the filibuster is, the filibuster pretty much means that any vote that passes the Senate must pass with a 60-vote majority. If it doesn't, that is the filibuster. Okay, so right now, without a filibuster, Democrats could, or again, without a filibuster, not with it, okay, without, meaning that all Democrats would need is the simple majority, which is 51 votes. Currently, the Senate is split 50-50, 50 Democrats, 50 Republicans. The tiebreaker, if it does break down that way, which it has in the past, would come down to Vice President Kamala Harris. She would be the tie-breaking vote. Chances are she would vote Democrat because she is a Democrat. Right? So what we know is that right now, if Democrats did not have to worry about a filibuster, if they didn't have to worry about trying to use a budget reconciliation, making sure everything within that bill actually affects the federal budget. If it didn't happen that way, then Democrats could pass additional, or pretty much infrastructure, not additional stimulus. They could pass police reform, voting rights, and so much more without having to get a single Republican vote. Right now, progressives say that they need to do this. President Biden needs to push for this. However, we do know many moderate Democrats in the Senate, actually just two, Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin, don't support getting rid of the filibuster. So we will see what happens here. But as of right now, the talks of filibuster reform have been kind of picking up a little bit. We also know President Biden supports a filibuster reform, and so does Senator Joe Manchin. So right now, even though currently Democrats only have one more budget reconciliation, some are saying that the talks of the filibuster reform coming back are most likely going to happen not only this coming week, but the following week as well. So if we hear more about a filibuster reform, that could be good news for infrastructure and stimulus. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Now, let's talk about the extension to the child tax credits, because this is something that many people are wondering. What we know right now, according to the IRS, that the IRS is going to start sending out these child tax credit monthly payments. And this will be, if you have a child between 0 and 5, you're going to receive $300 per week, or per month, excuse me. If you have a child between 6 and 17, you will receive $250 per month. This is going to go for the next 6 months, from July to December. Then after December, they will stop and you will receive the other 6 months of payments as a one-time lump sum payment in your tax return. So what we know is this will start, according to the IRS, on July 15th. The problem right now, and this is actually something that I thought was very interesting, but here's a report that we are starting to get information on. Reports are indicating that many parents will not take the monthly payment as they don't want to rely on the federal government for the next 6 months and then just to see the payments completely stop. So, according to multiple reports, experts are predicting that the only way this child tax credit payment is going to work and is going to help pull millions of children out of poverty and immediately make an impact is if Congress is to extend the child tax credit payments and for maybe an additional 4 years, but the goal is to extend it. Because right now, many parents, and I don't know if this is 20 parents, I don't know if this is millions, the report didn't indicate, but it just says many parents are worried that they will be 100% reliant on the federal government and their payments to them every single month, that they might struggle when payments just completely stop. So, as of right now, this is something that I think we need to look at. This is something that we need to keep an eye on, because this is going to be a fear that I think many people have, but they probably just haven't realized it yet. Because honestly, this is something that is would be a struggle to many people, is if they get an additional, let's say, $300 or $600 per month, then all of a sudden that $600 just stops starting January of 2022. That's going to be a struggle depending on what your bills are looking like at that time. Now, a handful of Democrats are saying this could be a failed 2 years. Okay? Let me explain why. Some say, and this is something that Senator Bernie Sanders has said multiple times, is that we can't let Republicans dictate what we pass. We cannot come out and pass, small legislation. We need to provide a big, bold, legislation and action plan to get through this pandemic. Because last time Democrats held the House, the Senate, and the presidency, well, Barack Obama was president. President Biden, currently, he was vice president at the time. Well, what we know is that the House, Senate, and the presidency was controlled by Democrats. This was in 2008, 2009, I think somewhere around there. And then after the whole financial crisis, the housing crisis, and all that, right, all that great stuff, then we saw the Republicans win back. Okay, they won. They won. So Democrats had a very tough time getting things passed, especially through President Biden or through President Obama, simply because they didn't have the majority in the House and the Senate anymore. And this is something that many are saying is this could be a failed 2 years again, simply because President Biden is not proposing we pass enough legislation. They say if Democrats cannot pass legislation that they want, then many expect they will lose during the midterm elections. Also, if Democrats can't get Republicans to get on board with their bipartisan infrastructure package, then many wonder if an infrastructure package will even pass. Right now, some say they're hopeful that an infrastructure package will pass, whether it's bipartisan or not. But the problem is they are not expecting it to pass, simply because many progressives are not going to vote for something that has started at $2.25 trillion and is now down at $1 trillion. They also say many moderates are not going to vote for this either, because they don't like the way the bill is being written. So again, it's going to come down to the verbiage here. But again, this is something that we have to wait and see, because as of right now, there's really no bill. We don't got to worry about the verbiage because there's no bill. We're still looking at the plans, the ideas, right? That's where we're at now. We're in the initial stages. We're not even close to seeing a bill. So again, as we get more information there, I promise I will fill you in on all those updates as well. Now, here's a big thing that this is something that came out today, and I want to address this because this is something that President Biden has been pushing for. President Biden, his goal was to reach 70% vaccination by July 4th. That is for adults 18 years and older. Well, as of right now, based on the current rate that we are going, the CDC has stated that the U.S. will not reach 70% by July 4th. It will be close, but we will not be there. According to the recent report, we should be anywhere between 67 and 68% by July 4th. Expectations are it would most likely be somewhere around July 10th before we reach that 70% mark. Again, this is just according to reports. Now, most are saying that they most likely, or the U.S. will most likely not reach 70% soon after July 4th, just because many people will be on vacation for July 4th, using the holiday, spending time, with family, fireworks, barbecues, beaches, whatever, right? And that chances are we will see a steep decline in the vaccinations around that holiday. So we'll see what happens there. But President Biden is doing what he can to try to push more Americans to get the vaccine. But according to many experts, we are reaching a point where the people that still have not received the vaccine, chances are they're not going to get the vaccine. So trying to, just bombard them with more ads and just flyers and email blasts and stuff on social media, it's not going to work, because they have their mind made up. I'm not going to get the vaccine. And so it doesn't matter how many times I see it, you're just starting to make me mad. So right now, the reports are stating that chances are, if we want to get to herd immunity, which is, let's say 70% or higher, the only way to do that is by vaccinating the teens in the United States. So it's not going to come down to the adults, it's going to come down to teens and adolescents. That is where we're going to start to see it really start to ramp up. So again, right now, some are saying the only reason why it's so slow is because the people that they're still waiting to trickle in are people that are most likely not going to get it anyway. So right now, whether you are for the vaccine or you're against it, that is just what the CDC is stating, and many experts believe. So right now, there's a lot of stuff going on. Vaccinations are going to be big, what we see over the next couple weeks. President Biden will most likely come out and do another push or a couple pushes for it over the next couple weeks as well. My guess is we are going to get some updates maybe tomorrow regarding infrastructure and stimulus and all that. But chances are Monday is going to be the big day. So if you can, if you want to stay updated, make sure, first off, go ahead, hit that like button, because number one, it helps out the channel, but also consider subscribing so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on. Again, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, and I'll see you guys on the next one.